So, a header on the front of a tractor. Yeah, that seems a little strange. Cue the music. So first up is Super S gas station. This is by Squiggles, 5.01 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under tools. Now it's going to cost you 46 grand to buy, and obviously it's a fuel station, let's face it, but it shows there 13,800 per month. So obviously it's going to be a side business. We'll go down that road anyway. You can come down and fill up your vehicle. Now it has got quite a quick, speedy pump on it. So it says dispenses 50 litres per second, which is very quick indeed, so that's all right. But what you can also do is you can come over here, go in the shop. There you are. So you could potentially have this as some sort of like, I don't know, roleplay scenario. Can we get behind there? No, we're blocked out. We can't get behind the counter. But you could facilitate making this. You own a shop, that sort of thing. I mean, you have got the lights that you can turn on as well. All right, fair enough. I mean, the shelves are looking a little empty. I mean, you've got little seating areas. So whilst somebody is filling up your vehicle with diesel, have a little sit down. I mean, hey, what did it say? 13,000 a month. That is not that bad. Yeah, a little side business on the edge of your farm. Yeah, very nice. Next up is Breeding Stable. This is by Castor DS Agri Service, 6.55 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under cows. Now, it's going to cost you 128 grand to place down, and I've got a bit of an issue, to be fair. I mean, it says there, you know, you're going to be needing your TMI, your hay, your silage, your grass, and water. Right, so if you come over here, you open up this door, like that. There we are. In there goes your food and your straw. Now, I've run this for 2 months. I couldn't get any trigger to come up for water. Yeah, just saying that. So you've got this gate that opens there like that. And you've got that gate that opens as well. Yeah, let a bit of breeze through. Got your animal dialogue box just here. So that's going to be obviously taking your cows in. Now, it's saying it requires water, but if you can't put it in, then you're not going to get any. Well, I say you're not going to get anything out. It's a breeding stable, so you're not going to be getting any milk out anyway. But here is your manure heap. So if you can't put water in, it's not going to function. You're not going to get your manure heap on the go. I mehave munched through the food and the straws disappeared, but because I can't put water in, yeah, we've got a problem. So maybe it needs an update. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is Empty Pallets Production. This is by Tethy Saturn, 6.93 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under production chains. So this is going to take your standard carpentry and make pallets as well, which is all right indeed. So we're going to come over here, got your production chain menu just there. So you've got your usual, there we are, that's better. We've got your usual furniture outputs, so your wood, your planks, and whatever on the go for that one. And you can also make these empty pallets out of, well, let's face it, you can make it out of boards, out of wood, and then wood chip. Now, the wood chip one is an interesting situation. So you've got your loading in point just here. Great. Obviously, you've got your sourwood icon. Chuck it straight in. Not a problem. Then we come around here. Here's your pallet spawn point. But if I put wood chips in, I've got planks out and more wood chips. So I could potentially put those back in and use them again. Now, the old wood chip pallets are liftable. If you've got liftable pallet mod on, that's great. What about these pallets? No, they're 210 kilo, so you can't lift those. You will need a forklift truck to be getting on with those. But all right, fair enough. I mean, if you've got another production chain that requires empty pallets, yeah, get one of these on the go. Right, next up is Honey Production. This is by John Wayne 1930, 92 kilobyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under production chains. Now it's going to cost you 18 grand to place down, and it's a different approach to getting honey. I mean, normally you'd have a honey pallet spawn point and some beehives. Well, if you haven't got those, yeah, you can still make honey-ish. Yeah, we'll just say that. You are going to need some different inputs, so you're going to go chuck them in there like that. There's your pallet spawn point. So we've got the liftable pallet mod on. Jobs are good, and then you've got your production chain menu just here. Now, the inputs you are going to need are corn, sugar, and water. I mean, water's free. Corn and sugar, they have a value. So Potentially, it might be an expensive way to make honey. Bear in mind, you can just put some beehives down and a pallet spawn point. That's going to be the cheaper way. But obviously, as it says on the website, bee honey has become an essential ingredient in the production of breakfast cereals. Unfortunately, bees are rather slow in producing the sweet gold in FS25s. This is what this is all about. So if you don't want to be waiting for your bees to get their thing on, and you want it a little bit more quicker, then maybe we'll put one of these down. Next up is Brick Cowshed. This is by Radix Games, 9.86 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under cows. Now, it's going to cost you 35 grand to place down, and it's going to hold 30 beef burgers. Right, fair enough. Now, you've got your milk taking out point just there, animal dialogue boxes just there, and your slurry taking out point just there. And then we've got these doors that open. So you can open the door like that. When you're ready, there we are. There's my little beef burgers. You alright? It's chilling. Alright, fair enough. We'll close that door up. Now, the big door is where you're going to be opening for putting food in and straw. Now, you've got your straw and, well, you've got your loading in dialogue box there for your food and your straw. I'll back to trailer in just here. Got it loading, no problem. So you haven't got to worry about that. You don't need a straw blower or anything like that. Standard trailer will do the job. Obviously, just mind the roof. Fair enough. There they are. Chilling. Alright, no worries. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice looking shed. 30 cows, yeah, it's going to be for your small, I'd say small farm. 30 cows is not that many, especially if you're going to be doing it as a facility. Probably going to need a little bit more than that. But if you've got a little side hustle on the go, this should fit in nicely. Right, next up is the Lizard Hydra-Glide header storage system. This is by Superfly 1842, 1.1 megabyte on the download. And I remember when this came out in 22, this was awesome. So for your header storage needs, yeah, we'll go with that. So you're going to find it under tools. It's going to cost you 17.5 grand to buy. And obviously you're going to be able to store potentially 3 headers at once. So you've got one on the top rack, one on the middle rack. And I put my teeth in, and then you could potentially put one on the floor if you wanted to. Now, obviously, you got number 1 at the top, number 2 at the top. Great. When you come over to this control box, you got the option there of disable night lighting. So you see on the top there, you got some lights just to show you what's going on at night. You can turn them off or on if you wanted to. Now, there is 2 different ways. Well, there's 2 different layers, and there is one way of getting them down. So over here on the floor, you got number 1 and you got number 2. Now, you come here, there is no trigger that comes up. What you actually need to do is come over to number 2 first. So you're going to lower number 2 section. So come up to there like that. Just have a little move around a little bit, and you should get the old trigger come up. There we are. Back again, back in. Lower rack 2. That's it. So B, if you're on Xbox like me, that's going to lower the bottom rack down. And we've got the old flashing lights on the go. Just giving you a little bit of a warning. Now you could potentially put your header onto there and then raise it back up. Store it out the way, no problem. If you wanted to go for the top one, you now need to come back over to number 1. You're going to get the option there, lower rack 1, lower that down. It's going to lower the top one down. Now what I will say, if you've got a header on rack number 2 and you lower rack number 1 down, yeah, you could end up shooting your header over the other side of the map, so just bear that in mind. But once you have got your specified rack to the situation that you want it in, you just come up like that. You then just detach like that, move your harvester out of the way, and then you'll get out and you'll come back over number 1, raise rack, and there you go, stored out the way. And if you've got another harvester header, say like you've got a standard crop header there and a corn header that you want to store away, put the corn header 1 on, then obviously you come over here, raise number 2. Where's the option? There we are. No, that bit closer, that's it. Raise number 2, and you've got 2 headers stored in the same footprint. Job's a good one. Oh, that's ace. And next up is Tractor Swathing. This is by Be Me Rods, 8.34 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under harvester headers. Now, we had swathing on specific maps in 22. This is going to bring it to every map in the game, which is awesome. Now, this is going to be obviously under your harvester headers, 125 horsepower requirement and a 7.6 meter working width and a 13 mile an hour working speed for 40 grand. But what this is a 3-point harvester header. This is going to go on the front or the back of your tractor, depending on which one you see fit. All right, no problem. Now, we have got a few different options on here. So standard working width is 7.6 meter. You can then put it as 10.7 meter on reel, 13.7 on reel, and then back to your standards. That's going to be your working width. Now, the actual header itself isn't going to change size. So it is going to be the visual of the 7.6 meter, but you can go for an on-reel version of 13.7, which is all right indeed. You then got decals. You got your lizard farming, lizard alt, and then back to lizard again. You got your width markers. You got your design color, you then got accent color, and then warning stripe, and then nothing. So that's going to tell you where the actual working width is. So if you go for 13.7, obviously it's going to tell you it's going to go out that far. If you go for the standard one, they're going to disappear because obviously that's going to be the width of the header. You got your 10.7, which is going to be, there we are, put those back on. It's going to be that size. And then if you go for the bigger one, it's going to go for the big one. Fair enough. Now your main color is obviously going to be the main color. Your design color is going to be the middle part, which is actually, you can change the color up of that bit. And we've got some chromes there. It's got red chrome. That is not bad at all. And the accent color will go with, so it's showing gray chrome as the color palette. But if you look down in the bottom left-hand corner, it's got color name there. So you've got chrome green. It's going to do those bits. All right, fair enough. Right, so let's get one hooked up to the front of our tractor. So we've got the old, was it 13.7 meter on the front of my old Black Beauty. So we're going to turn it on just like a normal harvester header, and then we're going to lower it down again, and then away we go. So it's going to be doing the old harvesting. It's going to put it in a swath in the middle. Great indeed. Now, obviously, once you've got your swath done, you're going to want to pick it up. Now, you have got two options. You can go for a pickup header. A standard base game one will do it. This is what I've got set up here. So we've got the standard class pickup header and harvester header. Well, was it forage wagon? Not even forage wagon. Forage harvester with the forage harvester header on. So you get that on the go, and then obviously that's going to be doing its thing. So we'll open that up. Why is that not matching the trailer? Alright, we'll turn it on. No, first you need to unfold the pickup header. Alright, we'll unfold it. There we are. We'll go on the trailer. We'll undo it. That's better. Now we're tracking the trailer. And then we're going to turn the front bit on. Lower it down. It's going to pick it all up. Shoot it into the back of the trailer. And we're golden. Although, I will say this. It's now saying it's chaff, which could be a bit of an issue since we've swathed wheat. Interesting. Now there is another option. Now obviously, if you see, well, I was parked my other tractor. We've got a forage harvester wagon on the back of this one. So this we should see. Actually, no, this is a forage harvester wagon. So we should be able to get it to pick it up the standard wheat. Let's give it a go. So we'll turn that on. We'll lower the pickup, then go onto the front bit, turn it on, lower it down. Let's see if we can get some wheat in the back of this forage wagon. Let's do it. There we are. So we got wheat swathed. Now obviously this is not standard wheat, so you're not going to be able to sell it as normal, but the next piece is. So we've got that there, so we'll turn it off. We'll there we are. We'll spin it around. We'll turn that bit off and raise it up, because we've got this little facility over here. This is where you're going to take your swathed crop, and then we're going to dump it in here like that. So we'll just dump it in first before we get it. Yes, it's quite wide with that harvester header on. So we'll dump it in there like that. So obviously that's your loading in point. So what you're going to do with this, you're going to come into your production chain menu. So you're going to be able to swath barley, canola, oat, soybean, and wheat. Now obviously it's going to take the swathed crop and then get rid of all the junk, and then obviously give you the standard crop out at the other end. Great, obviously take it out of that pipe, no problem. Now you're going to find this under production chains. It's going to cost you 125 grand. It's slightly different. It's a different way of doing things. I probably would say don't go the forage wagon way. That's going to turn it into chaff, and I think you're going to miss some money. You're going to leave some money on the field with that one, but having it on the front of your tractor with a forage wagon on the back, that seems to be the way to go. I mean, like that. Lower it down, lower that down, turn it on. And we're swathing wheat with a tractor, no harvester needed. That could be money saved by not spending out hundreds of thousands of pounds on a harvester. That is awesome. And next up is the CLAAS Adjustable Weight Pack. This is by Chris S and Riley S. 1.77 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find him under weight. Now, it starts off with the W600. As the name would suggest, 600 kilo weight. It's going to cost you £1,000. You do have the option of reflectors, yes or no. So it's going to be putting those on the side. You then got work lights. So you've got white, yellow, or nothing. The design colour is going to be the mainframe. Your metal colour, let's go for purple. It's going to do those bits. Oh, metallic purple. That is all right indeed. Now, if 600 kilo is not enough for you, well, they've got some other versions. We've got the 900 kilo one with the same options. We've also got some bigger ones, the 1800, which also adds the option of a beacon light. So you've got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. And then back to nothing. Green beacon light. Oh, I like that. I like that indeed. And then we've also got the adjustable 1800 unrealistic. Yeah, we'll come back to that in a minute. Now, all of these have the option. Well, I say the option. They've all got trailer hitch on them. But the thing about these is they are ace. I mean, as the name would suggest, adjustable weight pack. Now, it says, have you ever been out in the field and realised you needed more weight on the front of your tractor? Worry no longer. Yes, yes indeed. So we've got the 600 on the back here. If you do LB and right stick left and right, it's going to be putting more weight on. There you are, it's just added that bit to the front. That is ace. And then if you've gone for the old unrealistic one on the front, there we are. So we'll make sure we're on that one. LB and right stick again. This is where it becomes unrealistic. I mean, look how much the tractor's squatting down on that. That's got a ton of weight on it. I mean, it's 1 ton to start with, the big one. I mean, look at it. I mean, we'll take some weight off. It's just going to raise up. That's ridiculous, but awesome at the same time. And obviously, you know, you're going to go out in the field. You think, ooh, do you know what? I haven't got enough weight on the front of this or on the back of this. You just put a bit more on. You know, as you go. That is ace. Right, next up is the quick bout system. This is by SOB Modding, 0.1 megabyte on the download, and as you can imagine, you're going to find them under bout systems. And you may be thinking, these all look like standard base game ones, and you'd be right, apart from one thing. Yeah, you got the discharge speed, 1 times, so normal discharge speed, 3 times, 5 times, 7, and then 10 times discharge speed. Yeah, all the standard ones, you can make them a lot quicker. Now, I've gone with the old Meridian TL1239. Now, this one here, my left-hand side, is the standard base game one. So we're going to unload into there like that. I need to turn it on, don't we? I mean, they all work the same, you know, raise it up as it is. Jobs are good one. So we're going to want to... oh, no, it's unloading. That's great. So it's unloading into there. So we've got 200,000 litres of wheat going through this one. So it's taking its time. Right, fair enough. So if we want to disattached. Is that even a word? Unattach. We'll drop it off. We'll call it that anyway. We're going to go put the old well, same sort of thing again. 200,000 litres in this trailer, but we've gone for the 10 times one. Oh, let's see how quick this goes down. So we'll like that. There we are. Unload. So how quick is this going to go? Do we need to turn this one on? Are we going? When you're ready. Oh, there we are. Oh, now we're going. Look at that. I mean, we're like 100,000 litres done. There you are. In what, like, less than 10 seconds? I mean, we've just unloaded a trailer of 200,000 litres of wheat in no time at all. That is awesome. Right, next up is platform support. This is by GNFS, 1.63 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under miscellaneous. Now, this is ace. It's going to cost you £1,000. The only option is to change the main colour, so you go and paint it whichever one you like. So this is going to be your 3-point option. You've also got one for wheel loaders, and then you've got one for your telehandler. Now, if your harvester is out in the field, so to speak, and you know you need to potentially bring the harvester header to it, you know, maybe it's gone on to a different field, You know, you've gone from doing corn, you now need to do the old wheat. Wow, get one of these on the go. You can just hook it up to the back of your tractor or your wheel loader, telehandler, whatever. Position it into place, ready for your harvester to pick it up. Oh, that's awesome. Right, next up is the Lizard Roller 2.8. This is by Biodisco, 1.12 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under rollers. Now, it's going to require 25 horsepower from your tractor, 2.8 meter working width, as the name would suggest, 9 mile an hour working speed, and it's only going to cost you 800. That is all right indeed. I mean, 2.8 meter, yeah, it is going to be for your small farming shenanigans, but 800, that is well cheap. You've got your main colour, which is going to be, we'll click on red. Going to do your main frame. Then you've got design color, which is going to be your roller. I mean, 800 though. That's ace. Right, next up is the Unia Grudziadz Plows Pack. This is by Hydra-Glide, 13.28 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under Plows and one other category. We'll come back to that in a minute. So first up, we've got a 20 horsepower requirement with a 0.6 meter working width and a 5 mile an hour working speed for 600 to buy. So 0.6. I mean, small farm shenanigans probably doesn't do it justice, because this is going to be micro farming. We're going to call it that anyway. You then got the option of spike holder, yes or no. So it's going to be putting that little thing on the side there. Yeah, and that might add, well, the option to use the secondary part of this pack. You then got soil cutters, yes or no. It's going to be putting those on top of the blades. Then you got plate cut, yes or no. So that's going to be taking that disc off there. Then you've got your frame colour, which is going to be your frame, as you can well imagine. The colour of working parts, we'll go for grey. It's going to do those bits. And then the colour of screws and pins, we'll go for black. Why not? There we are, just those bits. Now, if you're thinking 0.6, you know, I'm into your small farming shenanigans, but 0.6 is just too far. They've got some bigger ones. I say bigger, it's 0.9. 0.9 meter working width requires 40 horsepower, and then you can go for a 1.2 that is going to require 60 horsepower. Indeed. I mean, there is different couple of options on the colour of working elements and main bolts and whatever. It's basically the same thing. It's a small plough. And then you've got this, the spike. Now, if you've gone for, on one of the others, the old spike holder, this is what's going to hook up to that. Now, to be fair, the spike's an interesting one. It's 0.7 meter working width. I mean, it says for breaking up large clods of dirt. Okay, fair enough. I mean, you've got the colour options of the spike. So we'll go for red on that one. It's going to do the main frame, to be fair, not the spike colour. Colour of the working parts, we'll go with that. It's going to do that bit. And then colour of the screws as well. It's going to do that bit. Now, what's interesting about this spike is that you can have it on the back of a tractor, no problem. And it will do something to the ground. Now, what that something is, if we then go and look into the map, it's actually creating a seed bed. But it doesn't do it all the time. You've got to be getting some speed up. So you are going to be patchy at best. We'll just go with that. I mean, 0.7 meter working width. I mean, it does swing around. Don't get me wrong. So 0.7 meter working width. Right, let's keep it going. There we are. We're doing something. Not quite sure on that one, but okay, fair enough. Right, next up is the TT Multicultivator 5-in-1. This is by Hispano, 6.44 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under subsoilers. Now, this is an interesting one, because this is definitely a two-job in one. So obviously, subsoiler, it's going to give you that ploughing situation with a sort of different look rather than the ploughing, but it's also going to be doing what you can do, if you want to, some solid fertilizer spreading. That's a 1600 litre tank. Very nice indeed. 240 horsepower requirement from your tractor, 3 meter working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed for 17.5 grand. You can then change the wheel brands. You've got your Trelleborg, your Vredestein, and then back to Trelleborg again. You've got your colour options. So your main colour is going to be the main bit. You then got your design colour is going to do the tank, and then you've got your rim colour, which is going to do the rims. Again, small farming shenanigans. And again, why can't small farming have nice stuff? I mean, two jobs in one, that is always good. We're sticking with subsoilers for the next one, because we've got the Actisol Actimixt. This is by Agri Poly Concept, 5.3 megabyte on the download. And Never seen that brand before, so that's always good to see. 120 horsepower requirement for my tractor, 3 metre working width, and a 7 mile an hour working speed for 12 grand. You can then change the configuration, so you can go to the Plus version, which is going to be putting those bits on the side there. So that's going to go to a 4 metre, so you've got a 1 metre extension, and then you've got your standard version again. You can then have a power takeoff, yes or no. So that's going to, what, a power transfer? They go straight through, so you could potentially hook up something else because it has got the 3-point on the back. So you could, again, 2 jobs in one. That is all right indeed. We're sticking with small farm shenanigans for the next one as well. We got the Unia KLz-3A. This is by Slidecliff, Vauxhall, and Osprey. 3.29 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under cultivators. Now, this is going to require 20 horsepower from your tractor, 2.4 metre working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed for 740. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Small farm shenanigans, I didn't like it to start with. Then I did a whole little series on FS22 of your small farming, and to be fair, I quite liked it. And this sort of thing here, this will fit in nicely with like an old school role play. So you've got like an old school tractor, not much horsepower. It's only going to require 20. That is all right indeed. But if you're playing that sort of way, this will fit in nicely. You have got your main colour option, which can be any one of those. Not bad at all. And next up is the Kuhn 1200 Extra. This is by Hemerson Dentino, Ortin Modding and ML Modding. 10.69 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under planters. Now, it's got a 2,400 litre tank, 1,200 horsepower requirement for my tractor, and a 5.5 metre working width with a 9 mile an hour working speed. It's going to cost you 80 grand to buy. The only options is to change the colour. So you've got your chassis colour, which is going to be, as you can imagine, the chassis. Then you've got your design colour, which is going to be those bits, and then your rim colour is obviously going to be the rims. All right, fair enough. Right, next up is the Kverneland Monopill eDrive 224. This is by Hispano, 13.84 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under planters. Now, this has got a 2,000 litre capacity on the old seedage tank, requires 145 horsepower from your tractor, 12 metre working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed for 119 grand to buy. The only options you've got are your main colour, which is going to be, we'll go for grey. It's going to do the main frame, and then your rim colour is going to do the rims. Now, to get this all, I say unfolded, well, currently it is as it is. You trailer that behind your tractor, and you pull up to the side of your field. Great, no problem. Then what you want to do is you want to back into the non-wheel side. We'll call it that anyway. That's what we're going to go with anyway. They just mount straight onto the 3-point, just like that. Right, oh no, bit better. Get a bit closer. There we are. So mounts on a 3-point, just like that. And then LB&A, unfold it. It's going to raise the wheels up. It's going to put the old side markers out. And the original trailer hitch is going to toot that away as well. Alright, fair enough. But next up is High Ground Ag Installer. This is by Sid Modding, 18.92 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under cultivators. Now, I do like a good 2-in-1 job, and this is awesome because it's a cultivator and a fertilizer spreader all at the same time. Now, it's got a tank on it for 50,040 litres. That's going to be your solid fertilizer. 300 horsepower requirement from your tractor, and a 12 metre working width with a 12 mile an hour working speed. And it's going to cost you 105 grand. Now, what's great about this is obviously the sides fold in as you're transporting it down the road. I mean, it is still a little wide, I suppose, but it's not 12 metre wide because when you unfold it, you're ready to go. So it's going to be putting the arms out like that. Then it's going to go for its whole animation. Jobs are good, and then you're ready to go. So we'll just come up to the edge of the field, lower it down, turn it on, cultivating and fertilizing all at the same time. That is awesome. And next up is the Equipment Dolly Trailer. This is by Scandinavian Vikings Mod Rebuilds Team. 9.17 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under dollies. Now, it's going to cost you 13 grand to buy, although does have a £430 optional extra, but that's is that going to be the cheapest colour? So it's 13,430 to buy. Right, okay, fair enough. You do have the option of Trelleborg, BKT, Vredestein, and then Trelleborg again on the tyres. You've got your usual shenanigans on the go, but the wide tyres, they're looking all right. I mean, it does get rid of the fully enclosed mud guards, but I'm saying that's That's a risk worth taking, because that is awesome. Now, on the front, you have here the option of pin hitch or ball hitch. You then got your main colour, which is obviously going to be, ooh, let's go chrome. Yes, chrome on your dolly, why not? Then your rims, we're going to get the chrome to match it up. Job's a good one. Fair enough. Now, there is a note on the website. It says the ball hitch might not be suitable for most large tractors unless you can lower the hitch on the towing vehicle. The front tyres might be raised in the air. So, yeah, you might have some fun with some sliding going around the corners if you haven't got the right trailer. But, well, the right tractor anyway. The right height on your hitch. But, all right, fair enough. Right, next up is the John Deere 6R 230-250. This is by Ben, 16.08 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under medium tractors. Now, it's got a 281 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and a 268 grand price tag. If you don't go for an optional extra 5 grand, where is it? Come on, where are you? 3-point PTO, that's better. So that's your standard version. Why give you the optional extra as standard? That's naughty. Right, we'll carry on. So you can change the engine setup. So you can go for a 281 horsepower engine with a 50 km/h top speed, which is 31 mile an hour, which is all right. Then go for a 301 horsepower engine with 24 mile an hour, and then the 31 mile an hour top speed, and then back to the original. So 301 horsepower and 31 mile an hour is your top speed. You then got your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Vredestein, BKT, Nokian, and then back to Trelleborg again on the tyres. I mean, you got the usual shenanigans on the go. Nice to see some twins, I must admit. But then I do like the old wide tyres. I mean, wide tyres on the tractor always looks ace. You then got the option of designs. You've got US or EU. Has the US got smaller mudguards on the back, smaller arches? Okay, fair enough. You got panorama window, no RTK. So the RTK is actually adding the old aerials on the top by the old GPS sensor. You then got yes for the old panorama roof, and then yes for the old RTK sticks. You then got Deere, yes or no. So that's going to be the old emblem on the bonnet. Front protectors, so you got standard, you got type 1, type 2, and then standard. Although it's not showing anything, that's because we've taken the old 3-point off on the front. Then you got extra G5 display, yes or no. It's going to be putting another screen in the cabin for you. Beacon lights, so we've got left, right, both, left number 2, right number 2, both number 2, and then back to nothing. Then you got decals, so you got, this is going to be the stripe along the bonnet, the old yellow John Deere one. So you can have your type 1, type 2, or your standard version. Then you got your exhaust, so you can have it as standard, half chrome, full chrome, or back to standard. You got your warning signs, yes or no, puts those there. Your mirrors, type 1 or type 2. You then got your heated back window. Now, if we spin it around and get the right angle, should be able to see it. The little wire mesh that goes through. We'll zoom in. That's a better angle. You can see it there. So a little wire mesh, when it's a cold day and it's a little bit frosty, heat your rear window up. Fair enough. You then got your attachers. So you got your 60 kilo front weight. You then got your 300 kilo, 540, 780, 1200, 1020. That's a better way of reading numbers. And then you got your 3-point, and then your 3-point with your PTO, and then back to nothing. Now, as we've got the old 3-point back on, we can now go back up to the front protectors. So you got your standard, you got your type 1, type 2, and then back to standard. So you will need to have that 3-point on the front for those to be active. Then you got your front loader attachers. You got yes or no. Then you got your main colour. Let's go for pink. Why not? Pink John Deere. Oh, for the win. Design colour is obviously going to be... I'd say obviously. We're going to go for that. It's going to do... What? The GPS receiver on the top? Okay, fair enough. And then rim colour is obviously going to be your rims. All right. Why not? Pink and purple John Deere 6R. Right, next up is the Valtra T5 Series. This is by Jewis96, 13.33 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under medium tractors. Now, it's got a 35 mile an hour top speed, although it doesn't say anything about the horsepower there. So 210 to 271. And I put my teeth in. It's interesting, it doesn't say the horsepower in this section, but okay, fair enough. So we go to the engine setup, so we can go for the Versu. Again, it doesn't Doesn't tell you what the horsepower output is, but okay, fair enough. So the top of the range one is going to be, it's flipping between the two. So your T195 active is going to be what your standard one, so 210 horsepower, and then is that the top one? Is the 50-gram one going to be your top one? Who knows? Who knows indeed? I'll imagine probably that's going to be your top one. What? I'll imagine the 255 is going to be your top one because that's how it normally should be. But all right, fair enough. Wonder if that's going to need a little bit of an update. So you've got your Trelleborg, your Michelin, your Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and then Trelleborg on the tyres. When you've got the usuals on the go there, you've got your twins, which is all right. But obviously, I like the old wide tyres on a tractor because they always look good. Then you got reverse driving, yes or no. Well, you got your twin track. I'll say yes or no. Put that little steering wheel out the back. That might come in handy a little bit later because you've got your roof set up. So you've got your standard, you got your GPS, you then got your Technology Pro package. You then got your sky view. So if you've gone for the old rear driving, that might be a little bit handy. You can then see out the roof above you. And then back to your standard version. Then you got your door setups. You got your panorama window. You got your second door. And then panorama window. So that door will then become openable. Then you got your interior setups. You currently, it's got like a light grey. You can have it as a dark grey or back to the original. The dark grey interior, that is looking all right indeed. So fenders, so you got your front, or you got your rear, you got both, and then you got no. So actually, that's got fenders on the rear. So it's more fender extensions. We'll go with that anyway. Then you got your wheel weights. You got your 500 kilo, 1,000, 1,500, and then nothing. Then you got your configurations. You got your 3-point on the front, which is standard equipment for some strange reason. Even though it's going to charge you extra $5,000, you come straight in at the shop with it already added. But okay, fair enough. So you got your front weight. You got 120 kilo, 240, 360, 480, 600, 720, 840. Your 3-point again. I'd imagine most people are going to go for a 3-point because whilst you can have a weight on the front, if you've got a 3-point, you can then take that weight off and put it on whenever you like. Fair enough. Fuel tank setups, you got your plastic, you got your stainless steel or your plastic version. Then you got your front loader attachers, you got your quickie, your Hauer, and nothing. Then you got your main colour, so you go for whichever one you want to be fair on that pallet. Then you got your rim colour, which is obviously going to be your rims. Alright, fair enough. And the last mod for the day is the map Elmcreek. This is by Puma145, 844.76 megabyte on the download. And if you've ever been around the game, you'll know what this is all about. Because this was the base farm, the base map on FS22. Now, you will need to have 2 required mods. Alright, fair enough. Both brothers, same mod maker, but alright, no problem. Now, if you're coming on New Farmer, you're going to be using 1,348 slots. And also, if you come on New Farmer, you're going to be using this bit of land in the middle. So you got field number 79, number 80, and then number 1 as well. Now, I've played plenty of this map when FS22 come out, so it's great to see it return, but also, what I think as well, when maps come out from a previous game, you may be thinking, oh, we've played this before. But now, if you've got used to this map, and you think, do you know what, I like the old map, but I like some of the new things that come into the game, well, this is the best of both worlds. Yeah, fair enough. Now, on the old start farm on Elmcreek, as you can remember if you played this before, because there may be some people that are just picking up this game from new. They've never played the previous version. So this could be right up your street. So you've got your sleep trigger by the front door, you've got your wardrobe trigger down the side. We'll come around here and we've got our barn in here. So you've got a little pickup truck there. You've got a little area. I mean, you have got this little, well, you can go down there. Your little pit, we'll call it that. You can go and work underneath your tractors. Like a bit of a maze, mind you. We have got these steps that come out the end. And we come over here and we've got our loading in and loading out from our silo. And over here is going to be the old barn, the old red barn in here. This was a great barn, I must admit. I did like it before. And you come up the stairs like that. So you have got the potential of a little, I say a little hayloft. Maybe you're not going to get much up there, mind you, but alright, fair enough. And then you had the basement. This was ace when it had the basement. Come down here like that. And in this little office, has it still got it? Oh, no, it's not. I mean, before, on the old base game on FS22, I had this little map here of the actual map itself, that looked ace. But all right, fair enough, is what it is. And you come over here, got the doors that open up like that for you to get outside. All right, maybe they don't. You just walk straight through them. No collision on the basement doors. I mean, you got no option to open them either, so that's always good. All right, fair enough. Now, obviously, we had, starting off, we had a Deutschfar harvester. But we now got something different. But what else do we start with on New Farmer? Well, we've got the FarmTech EDK 650, the Horsch Credo 3, the Horsch Versa 3, the International Series 200, the John Deere 3650, the John Deere 6R 145, the Noche Eco Cultivator 300, the Massey Ferguson MF 8570, the Massey Ferguson MF 8570 header, the Massey Ferguson MF 8570 header trailer, the 10 Winkle Pack 750 ×3, and the Zetor Forterra HSX 120. Now, obviously, if you played this game for a while, then you're well aware of what this map is all about. But if you're new to the old farm sim, simulation, situation, gaming, whatever you want to call it, then this could be a nice little treat. You can now get the taste of what we all had to start off with when FS25 come out. So that's always good for the new coming players. Now, a few updates as well. So we've got Sunshine Forest by Carl TG. There's no mention of a new save on that one, so that should be alright. We've got the Challenger 35E 55E series by JGW Modding. We've got the Rolmako Spring Expert by JMZ. The Rolmako Cambridge Tandem Roller 9.4. The Rolmako U497 Pack by JMZ. The Rolmako U382 by JMZ. The Rolex BTHC400 by JMZ, the Rolex KBO 300 by JMZ, the Lizard Fuel Tanks by JD Modding ARG, the Rolmako Soil Protector by JMZ, the Bressel Unladen Safety Bumper by Schweinbuer, the Auto-Loading Bale Combo Trailer, and the Drop Deck Trailer Auto-Load Bales by MacTrucker921. Next up is the Kverneland Monopill eDrive 224. This is by Hispano, 13.84 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under planters. Now, this has got a 2,000 litre capacity on the old seedage tank, requires 145 horsepower from your tractor, 12 metre working width, and a 9-mile-an-hour working speed for 119 grand to buy. The only options you've got are your main colour, which is going to be, we'll go for grey. It's going to do the main frame, and then your rim colour is going to do the rims. Now, to get this all, I say unfolded, well, currently it is as it is. You know, you trailer that behind your tractor and you pull up to the side of your field. Great, no problem. Then what you want to do is you want to back into the non-wheel side. We'll call it that anyway. That's what we're going to go with anyway. They just mount straight onto the 3-point, just like that. Right, oh no, bit better. Get a bit closer. There we are. So mounts on a 3-point just like that. And then LB&A, unfold it. It's going to raise the wheels up. It's going to put the old side markers out. And the original trailer hitch is going to toot that away as well. Alright, fair enough.